James Blacklaw's JB Commercial Finance here. A brief video about the pros and cons of owning your commercial property, i.e. the property that your business is going to trade from. Now, a lot of people rent property initially on a lease agreement, or maybe something slightly more informal when they first start in business, or they first move out of growing out of a home property into an office or in a small industrial unit. And one of the questions I get asked quite a lot is it better to own or is it better to rent? And a lot of these questions are very similar to when a first-time house buyer has to make this sort of decision. They're in their mid-late 20s, whatever it may be, and they need to decide, do I look to purchase a property or do I look to rent with a partner, by myself, with a friend, whatever it may be? And a lot of people see that as dead money, as a term you use an awful lot. But is it? And on a commercial aspect, are these risks, are these opportunities, are these good things, are these bad things any different? So let's go through them quickly. The main benefit to owning your own commercial property is the fact that you have an asset which you own. So some people buy a property in the business name or a limited company, some buy it in what we call an SPV, a special purchase vehicle, which may be a separate limited company to hold that property alone. Other people buy it in a personal name, which again is an SPV, or they buy it in a pension fund. Now all these things have different benefits, and it's not for me to go through those, but either way the asset is in the family, it's in with the individual, it is there in their estate. That is an advantage. And after your mortgage is finished, after 15, 20, 25 years, however long it may be, you own that asset outright, and you can sell it, you can rent it out, you can continue to trade from there and receive rental income from yourself or trade rent free. So that's the massive advantage. Other advantage is the fact that you can do what you like to the property. So if you're leasing, you are generally restricted to what you can do. Yes, you may be able to decorate, you may be able to repair this, you may be able to repair that, put a mezzanine flooring, whatever it may be, but there's certain things you can't do. And to be perfectly honest, things you can do, all you're going to be doing is adding to the value of the property which you don't own. So you may be reluctant to do it, which means that a lot of the rented properties can fall into a bit of a state of disrepair. Now again, it's very similar to when someone rents a residential home. Well, why do I want to go and put a conservatory on the back of it and spend £15,000, whatever it may be, when I'm not going to feel the benefits of that in the long run? And the same with a commercial property. And if you own it, if you are adding value to it with some remedial work or adding value with regard to an extension, you are going to benefit from that as well. So there's lots of good things there. The downsides to owning a property as opposed to renting it are pretty much the opposite of what we've just said the last one out. If there is a problem as an owner-occupier, you've got to sort it out. If the roof's collapsed, or they find asbestos, or there's some Japanese knotweed appears in the back, whatever it may be, you've got to sort it out. If it's rented, it depends on the lease agreement you've got in place. Sometimes you'll still have to sort it out if it's a full repair release. Other times you won't. So that's very much dependent on the nature of the lease agreement that is signed. But chances are, if there's a major problem, it's up to the landlord to sort out, not you as the tenant. That is a massive advantage. Other advantage, you can walk away. So again, there will be some sort of restriction on that depending on how long the lease is for and the restrictions within the lease for breaking the lease, but in theory you can walk away with relatively short notice from a lease. This can be of great advantage if your business experiences difficulties and needs to downsize, if it goes out of business altogether and you need to close down or trade from home, or on the positive side, if you need to expand further. So you've moved out of your home office into a new office and now you've taken on 3 or 4 new members of staff and you're thinking, we need somewhere bigger, but we can't get out to somewhere bigger because we're tied into 5 years left on this lease. Or worse, as I said earlier, you own the property. If you've got the right lease in place, you can walk out normally at 3 to 6 months notice, which gives you plenty of time to plan. If you own the property, yes, you can sell it, but that's going to incur quite a lot of additional expenditure. So the flexibility a lease offers is attractive at this moment in time in the marketplace. Another advantage with a lease is you generally don't have to put so much cash down. If you're talking to someone like myself or a bank about raising funds to buy a property, chances are you've got to find a deposit somewhere between 25 and 35%, or you have to find some additional security to chuck into the pot. If you're leasing, you may have a rent bond to put down, but generally it'll be a fraction of what it is when you're tying up your capital in a deposit. So again, it's a positive thing to have if you are leasing a property, that you're not tying up all your cash, potentially tens of thousands of pounds in bricks and mortar. You've got to spend on the things you really want to spend them on. So that's very, very quick. A few bullet points. Obviously there's a number of factors that go into determining whether it's best to own or rent a property. I'm always happy to talk to any growing customers about this kind of thing, because it really gets my juices flowing. I love being involved in growing businesses who are looking to expand, who are looking to take on new premises or increase the size of the premises they're currently at. So please give those inquiries coming through to me. Delighted to talk about them. And every customer is different, and some will have different reasons for wanting to buy, different reasons for wanting to rent. Some may not want to build up an estate to be left to children they don't get on with, or they may not have children or family to pass to. They might not really care. They may prefer the freedom of renting. They may have a plan in place to get out of their business at a certain time, so they don't want to be tied up with a long-term property loan. There are a number of reasons, and for any of them, come and talk to me. And the answer always to this sort of question, is it better to rent or buy? It's all up to you. I'm James Blacklaws. I hope this has been a little bit useful. JB Commercial Finance. Please like, share, subscribe. I'll see you all soon.